ricochets right to George. Terry on the crossover. Kidd to the rim to lay it up and out, and Biedrins with a rebound. Warriors very fortunate. And then Monta end-to-end.
He sees an opening, and he just seizes the opportunity.
Big 4-point sequence. Kidd missing the layup. Monta streaking the other way. How do you guard him?
He just become a really good mid-range jump shooter. He has become terrific at that.
Jumped at Steven Jackson. Jackson in traffic, still made it. Remember, Jackson has 1 T. He cannot get involved in the officiating game. And the Warriors can ill afford to lose him. Terry putting it in. The tempo quickening, and the Warriors don't mind that. The Mavericks staying right with them. Knocked away. Howard committing the foul.
That was a break for the Warriors. That was anybody's ball up in the air. Ball's tipped up. Oh, Howard came into his body, into the side of his head.
Barron will rest right now. Monta will run things. Matt Barnes in. Azubuike, Biedrins, Jackson. And Monta Ellis. Barron with 14 points, 5 rebounds. Monta Ellis, the money man tonight. He's got 22 on 10 of 18 shooting.
So possibly they're going to fresher legs because he's only 22. He's got a lot of hops there. He's becoming a go-to guy. Second half, fourth quarter.
Terry went up, had nowhere to go. Kidd from deep, and does he make threes against anyone else?
Well, since he's come over to Dallas, he has been superb. On the year, 37.5. In Dallas, 47%. How do you explain it?
Been shooting 36% for the season when he was traded, the worst of his career from the field. Azubuike from deep. And Biedrins a new possession and a great offensive rebound. Barnes down the lane to lay it in. Andris, Biedrins, and Barnes. Role players helping the Warriors tonight.
Those are the plays that help you win games.
Malik missing. Rebound. Biedrins again. Keep the pressure on the Mavericks. Monta is fouled by Kidd in the open floor. That'll be the 5th team foul, so free throws for the Warriors.
Shot goes long, and Biedrins just fought for position. And a beautiful drop-back pass to a cutting Matt Barnes. Heads-up play by both players.
Well, I was just going to say, okay, Andris has fallen out of bounds, got to save it. If Barnes doesn't move, the ball's turned over.
Right.
I mean, it's great teamwork right there, and heady play by Matt.
These guys are great athletes, and they know how to look at an opportunity and turn it in their favor. But that's just hard work by Andris.
Juwan Howard in. Howard was with Houston, traded to Minnesota, then bought out there, and then signed as a free agent. Busy year for him transaction-wise. Monta splitting free throws, his first miss. 3 of 4. Kidd, a rare Jason Kidd turnover. So the Warriors had it to 14. Mavericks got it all the way down to 6. The Warriors trying to keep the pressure on with Barron getting a rest. Monta Ellis in on Kidd, putting it in! It's against a premier point guard defender in Jason Kidd.
Howard waited for the screen there for Bass. Now he repositions. He wants the shot.
Monta coming to help. Shot clock at 8. Kidd is open again. He's hit a couple. Missing the 3. Biedrins good rebound. And he kept it away from Brandon Bass. And Andris inside working with Jackson.
What a job he did protecting the ball from Jason Terry.
They rebuild the double-digit lead. A 7-0 Warrior run. Mandatory timeout. 2:32 remaining in the third. And Biedrins with the rebound and the assist and the excellence of the role players in Monta tonight. Warriors rebuilding that double-digit lead, 2:32 remaining in the third. And Matt Steinmetz, you need all hands on deck at this point of the season, and the Warriors have had some bumps and bruises.
Yeah, mickael Pietrus has missed the last few games with that groin/hamstring injury. He's going to miss the first 2 games of the upcoming trip because of that. Now, Don Nelson was asked about these injuries, or that injury in particular, before the game. He said he wasn't really that concerned with Pietrus's injury. Not that he didn't care about it, but he said he's more concerned with the fatigue factor over the season and how it's affecting the big minute guys. That's why I think it's important, regardless of Pietrus, that they get something out of Croshere and maybe even Brandan Wright here and there, Barnes and Azubuike, because Don Nelson is really worried that his team is kind of wearing down because they've all been playing 40-plus minutes, especially the big 3 guys.
Well, the one thing, Matt, is after the San Antonio-Dallas, that's the last back-to-back of the season for the Warriors, and I think that's a great sign. I mean, it's 4 games in 5 nights, but they get through that. Every other game, they have a day off before the game as Jason Terry scores there.
Yeah, Pietrus has not played since the March 21st game against Houston, so he's missed, including tonight, the last 5. But you know what? All the physical fatigue, as Monta just short-armed that, almost got fouled on the play, and he was concerned about the pressure defense. You know what mounts is the mental fatigue over the length of a season, and then the stress that you're under continually trying to get a playoff berth.
Yeah,
and that wears you out also mentally.
How many telecasts can we open with? They have to get this game tonight. Right. I mean, don't think the players don't feel that each and every matchup.
Absolutely, and that takes a little fatigue.
Brandon Bass, a rugged player tonight.
Well, that's a nice crossover move. He understands triple threat. Faced up.
Second-round pick out of LSU. Played 2 years for the Hornets and then signed with Dallas as a free agent. I think Bass, his best days are ahead of him. As Monta, bothered by Kidd on back-to-back jumpers. Go to this Bass matchup. He's been good with 8 points off the bench.
Faces up again. He plays like a smaller man in that position.
Missing there. The Warriors, every stoppage, trying to run it back. Azubuike hanging and finishing. So Kelenna Azubuike with 8 off the bench. Biedrins with 8. Harrington with 11. The other players helping out the big 3 tonight.
Azubuike does that very differently than Monta Ellis. He doesn't go all the way nearly as often, but he knows how to pull up and get it off softly off the glass.
Cycling it around. Kidd with the pump fake. Steps in. Missing the jumper. Bass with the rebound. We had a foul on Barnes. Warriors over the limit. Barnes will pick up his 4th personal. So Brandon Bass averaged just 2 points a game each of the first 2 years with the Hornets. And second rounders sometimes can find a different home. You can guarantee a seat to see the Warriors in the playoffs. Placing a deposit towards next year's season tickets. Log on to Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP. The 28th sellout of the season tonight. 19,852. Standing room only crowd. There's Tyronn Lue checking in. Warriors led by 1 at the end of 1, coming from 13 down. Led by 8 at halftime. Pushed it as high as 14. Brandon Bass with 10 off the bench in only 13 minutes.
He's a worker.
Monta floating over Bass, but off iron. So Monte's missed his last 3.
You have to love someone who's not afraid to take the shot in crunch time. Monta is initiating most of his shots now. He's not deferring. Sometimes he defers a little bit, gets in trouble.
Terry missing. Rebound Monta Ellis. Warriors can play for 1. They have that very same 8-point halftime lead right now. Jackson checks. And that will do it. So the Warriors pushed it up to 14. Mavericks got it back to 6. And the 8-point halftime lead becomes an 8-point lead heading into the fourth, led by 25 for Monta Ellis. 12 more minutes of work to get it done tonight.